Talk Radio 790 KABC. You're listening to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber, and I'm a real workplace lawyer. And we're waiting for our guest tonight. They're two sisters who have some pay issues. I'm not quite sure they understood. The show starts at 12:06 a.m. Coming on to a radio show as a guest isn't like, arriving late to a party. Employment Lawyers Group.
I am so sorry. We're running late. I didn't realize how much traffic there would be.
Are you on your way?
Hold on a minute. I had to change lanes. I just got off the freeway.
Susie, you shouldn't be talking and driving.
We'll be there soon. Hopefully you can wait.
Actually, guess what? You're on live air!
Brooklyn, turn down the radio. We're already on the air.
But the difference is the same as all. The only difference is the ways we roll. Whether Brooklyn and
hopefully you're listening to KABC.
Oh, it's hard to hear you. Can I call you back when we get closer to your office?
Perhaps you could hand the phone to your sister since you're driving.
Oh, she's right here.
Yeah, I understand that, but you're holding the phone.
I am sitting with my sis right now. We ain't far apart.
Maybe you're in a small car?
Nah, we cannot do that anymore. None of them bucket seats.
Do they even make cars with bench seats anymore?
My sis is driving a 67 Ford Falcon with his guts all blown out on the hood.
What a choice of a vehicle for a young lady.
It was my idea. I had a couple of beers before we got going, so she's driving my ride. And it isn't like that isn't gonna buzz me, Brooklyn.
Hopefully the two of you will be in my office soon and in one piece.
Oh, we always one piece.
Where are you, by the way?
We're trying to find parking now. Brooklyn, I can handle the turn myself. Oh, is that your Challenger in the parking lot? Oh, my sis almost hit it.
Okay, just, come right up. Okay. This is ridiculous. Where are they?
Mr. Gerber, we can't make it up the stairs and back.
I hear you. If the two of you are drunk, maybe I could read off the new labor laws the California Employment Lawyers Association helped get passed in California. They sure are against that whole Prop 22 thing.
It's not that. We're too wide for your staircase.
I saw your picture is on LinkedIn. It seems you're a pretty small woman. A bit on the slender side.
Whoa, I am the sister who's got the big butt. Do it sideways, Brooklyn.
Is her butt really that big?
Shut up. It ain't like that.
What's interesting is they're two sisters, but they sound so different.
Oh, well, we are raised differently.
Oh, hopefully they'll be up the stairs soon and properly mic'd up and all.
What's your problem? You ain't never seen twins before?
Contrary to popular belief, I've never been to a neuro massage parlor before. I just do a lot of coverage on this show.
What is it?
I didn't know the two of you were twins.
Well, we've got the same birthday, but she's a few seconds older than me.
Yeah, but you aren't identical twins.
No, sir. The only thing we got in common is teaching. And we like some of the same guys? Oh, really? Seriously?
Okay, I need each of you to put on a pair of earphones and get in front of a microphone. You have to get very close for the volume to be right. Talk loud because I do appreciate the fact both of you are masked.
I was wondering about that because we're going to be so close to each other. I mean, my sister and I. Oh, leave it to her to talk proper English.
The nerve of her!
Where are we supposed to sit?
Oh.
Yeah. I bet you never saw nothing like this before.
Well, two very attractive young ladies.
She means conjoined twins?
That really doesn't faze me.
I bet you're thinking this is a disability discrimination case against our jobs.
You have different jobs?
You thought we all taught at the same place?
Yeah, all I was told is there was an issue with pay.
Yeah, shouldn't they be paying two salaries? Let me explain, because I don't think people can see.
Oh, they can. This is radio.
How does that work?
Not very well.
Like, you see, we've got two arms, two hands between us.
Can each of you control both arms?
Yes, and that's so gross. Yeah, she right-handed and she uses her right hand to wipe her.
Okay!
Look, I'm not complaining about what she does with our hands. Maybe I should be. At least I got a boyfriend.
Okay, let's start in the beginning.
We were born.
Let's skip ahead to college.
We went to different colleges.
At the same time? I'm sorry, what were your majors?
Education.
Oh, that's interesting. Did you have any of the same classes?
I'd have to say I got a better education because I got a lot of classes twice. You were always sleeping in my classes. Let's face it, you had a way better statistics professor than me. I didn't get a thing in my class. I barely passed. And when you did your class, I aced your test. You got an A and aced it for you in statistics too. Don't let everybody know. I have to say, we got a better education doing it twice.
Where do the two of you teach?
I'm teaching at a Catholic girls' school. She's teaching at LA Trade Tech. But the way it really is, we're teaching together.
How does that work?
Well, we're both standing there.
But you aren't doing anything at the Catholic girls' school, Brooklyn, are you?
Seriously, I am taking roll while she's writing on the whiteboard, powering up the PowerPoint.
It does sound like the school's getting double for their money.
Tell me about it.
What about LA Trade Tech?
She's good organizing the parts while I'm making the diagrams and publishing them for the students.
This is very interesting.
It's a lot of running around.
Do the two of you get tired doing two separate jobs?
We still young. Maybe when we get up to your age. What are you, like 40?
That's not funny. I mean, come and see me work on the legal stuff or the construction stuff. I don't think most 30-year-olds could keep up.
It's hard to keep up with her. She's got a lot better body than me. I thought you was a hot one.
I think she means that she's, she means you're more physically adept, Brooklyn. Lifting engines, I suppose, and all, it does look like you have a lot of muscle for a woman.
I know. I shouldn't be using my body to do all the lifting for us. It's not the only thing you lifted when I was stating. I didn't want that dude on me. Why couldn't he stay on your side? He shouldn't have gone and asked you out if he was after the stack sister.
Back to the work issues.
When I was asleep, you touched his. We share the same arm, sis.
Well, that's a valid point.
No, it is not.
Maybe you can have a no touching rule. It makes sense these days. How do the two of you social distance, by the way?
What, we're just supposed to use our mouths and...
No!
I guess you're right on account of Corona and all. I shouldn't be kissing Jimbo. Yeah, he's from an outside household. He could get us sick. He's in our bubble if you like it or not. Oh, I like it.
Is that a picture of Jimbo you have on your keychain?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like a fit young man. Maybe he could do some work for me on the construction sites.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking he thought he's man enough for a 2-for-1 special. Well, it don't work like that.
Hey, look, ladies, this show is about employment law. We can't have the two of you showing up late and airing your personal grievances against each other on this show.
Does this relate to work? She's totally non-serious about going to the bathroom before class. She has no consideration for the fact I am the professor. I can't go walking out of the room all the time when it's that time of the month for her.
Well, are you more respectful, Susie, when you're at her school?
I am the good sister. I'm not gonna go bleeding all over some Jesus thing on the wall. What's that supposed to do?
Oh, we've just lost a bunch of listeners.
I don't think so. Weeping statues are no laughing matter.
Yeah, that's the point. They have special religious significance.
Oh, I am so sorry for saying that. It's just that I was reading a copy of the sanitary on my way over.
This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC. I want you to call me, 877-525-0700. If you've got a medical condition you think you've been fired over, 877-525-0700.
The Employment Lawyers Group has successfully represented employees in wrongful termination, sexual harassment, employment discrimination, and unpaid wage lawsuits, including class actions. They are only paid when and if money is collected from the employer. Call 877-525-0700 during the week for an experienced job lawyer. 877-525-0700.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. You're listening to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber, and I've got two conjoined twins in my office tonight.
To tell you the truth, I'm thinking of giving up teaching altogether and getting into the dynamic new field of sanitary napkin database management. Oh, if you do that, I'm gonna get us separated.
Is that an option?
Oh, we've been consulting with Dr. D.
You don't share the same.
That's what I was trying to say. If we don't do none of that kissing stuff with our men and we can't use our hands, then it would just be those things.
Things?
Yeah, we got two between us.
This always gets this way. Then why are you consulting with Dr. D?
She's the brainiest bioengineer in the United States. I can't even believe she's been able to clone genitals. Yeah, but not mounted or nothing like that.
Well, luckily the Helms Foundation, or maybe it was the Helms Corporation, was able to do that in those sex robots of theirs we heard about on episode 63 of this show on the Karl Gerber with the K channel and several other episodes.
To tell you the God's honest truth, she's been my best friend. But there's been times when, we thought about separating.
I guess one employment-related question, because employment settlements are usually taxable, that's why I'm thinking of this, is do you file separate income tax returns?
Duh, we ain't married. One of the issues I wanted to talk to you about is medical insurance. There's been some denials of claims.
What organs do you share other than being able to control both arms?
With her working at Catholic school, naturally, they ain't covering her birth control pills. If she goes and gets knocked up, that's my problem too. More lifting for me.
I thought Susie wasn't dating.
I wish she would, like normal dating.
The hand thing?
That too. She shouldn't be touching Jimbo, just,
No, I don't.
Like solo.
Why is birth control so important? If Susie isn't dating.
Man, all them one-night stands.
This is a bit awkward. Really
Look, if it was just sometimes, okay, maybe I could catch up on my sleep or read up on one of them new computer stuff instrument panels. But it's like Fling here, this app tonight, that app tomorrow. Whew. At least I'm not the one that got us 12 stitches in our hand because you got us all caught up on the connecting rod. Ugh. She don't know what she's talking about. She don't know what anything is in an engine. And she just now goes and spews off about a connecting rod.
Oh, Brooklyn, I mean, maybe the injury was a bit traumatic for her. She probably heard what you told the doctor.
Rod. That's why she knows what that is.
No, you didn't hear.
I don't hear you complaining when I use my hands on the guys from the Daily Fling.
Ladies, I gotta be honest. This is more than I bargained for tonight.
It's like one of them things I heard you talking about where they got somebody working off the books. I don't want no trouble or nothing.
Has the Catholic school asked you to leave, Brooklyn?
How can they?
How does student confidentiality work here?
Man, I don't even work for that Catholic school, and they made me sign papers.
Like, what kind of papers?
I am party to their student privacy policy. I ain't allowed to date none of them students. Obviously not the ones under 18, but it says I can't date them if they're adults. And I can't be dating none of them other teachers neither.
Well, that seems fair.
No, it ain't. I am a free agent.
Yeah, that's true.
She almost got me fired for accepting a date with Coach Bemis.
Well, he should know the rules, too.
Okay, admittedly, it was a different situation.
He thought your sister wasn't an employee?
If I gotta abide by their rules, they gotta give me a contract and pay me too.
Is this a high school?
Yeah, and she doesn't know diddly squat about AP literature. She'd have them reading scripts from the show.
Is that a problem? I mean, this is more up to date than the streetcar named Desire. Isn't that a rather sexist, base portrayal of the male and female species?
Obviously, Dr. D and Nazuki are much more sophisticated characters. Stronger women.
And Remus Helms.
Nah, it's all about the genital.
First of all, many people's lives are ruled by their genitals. Second of all, he is a reflection of utter absurdity.
I didn't come on this here show to hear the two of you debate them famous literary characters.
All right, sorry, Brooklyn.
It's gonna be harder for me to get paid at her school because that's the government.
Have the two of you confronted your deans, whoever's in charge of these academic pay issues?
Are you kidding? They're too embarrassed.
Well, you're raising some legitimate concerns, both of you.
I think they're going to say at my school she doesn't have the credentials. She isn't even Catholic.
This does lead to something I've been wondering. Why does Brooklyn sound like someone with a completely different kind of way of speaking? You sound like, I don't know, kind of sweet.
I said we were raised differently.
How?
You think that ain't possible, even though we're conjoined?
It's like Brooklyn lives somewhere else, apart from you.
I did.
How is that possible?
My dad was divorced from her mom.
Who had custody of the two of you?
My mom had custody of me, and her dad had custody of her.
Do the two of you have the same moms, or mom and dad?
That's what we've been wondering all these years.
Well, just because Susie's blonde and Brooklyn isn't brunette.
I got back, and she's a toothpick.
I guess you could have different parents.
See, Susie, somebody is finally believing us. Like I was saying, she's gonna get me fired.
How?
See, I do night classes. One goes at 10, she's falling asleep by 9. I have to be at school by 7:30 every morning. It takes her forever to get ready.
This is a problem. Both of you have, full-time teaching obligations at different places.
A lot of times, I feel like she's just dragging me along.
Is that how it is?
Okay, I am strong.
I feel that a lot of times potential clients, they don't need an employment lawyer like me. They need somebody to talk to, like a therapist. The two of you really need to iron out these issues.
I'm just gonna go get the op. Dr. D can go figure it out how to clone an arm. The only thing that woman knows how to clone are genitals.
I'm fairly confident she's able to clone kidney beans. I recall she was doing that with her granddaughter Vargine on episode 82 of the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube, the highest rated episode on radio history.
There's also some story about how she broke into the CDC when she was a kid and tried to clone some bug.
A cockroach. I do recall something like that.
So why are you gonna go write some letters to our jobs, or was this a really big waste of our time?
Yeah, it was a big waste of everybody's time. I'm not a letter writing lawyer. It won't do any good.
And I could be sleeping. I've got to moderate a Zoom book club tomorrow for the juniors at 8 a.m.
You're both free to go.
I don't want to go yet. I was kind of hoping to check out your famous latrine out there on the balcony where you make most of your guests sit. Hey, how come we get to come in here this office?
Okay, do the two of you have any more labor and employment issues to discuss?
Something just came to mind. It happened a long time ago, but I wanted to get your advice on it.
I try to limit my attention span, really getting into factual situations, thinking about all the valid labor laws, and generally trying to detangle rather complex workplace issues for issues that are in the present and somebody actually needs help with.
Oh, I got one.
A present issue, Brooklyn, that we haven't already discussed? There's more?
Okay, so when we was going to undergrad, we're working for this hospital.
Oh, current issues, please.
We both started out in sanitation. Yeah, we was pushing around a cart, cleaning up a bunch of vomit. You know what they say.
No, I don't.
Oh, come on. 2 arms are better than 1.
But you share the 2 arms.
Still, you have to agree 2 arms can do more work than 1.
And this is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC. I do want you to call me about real employment cases where it's a job termination at 877-525-0700 during the week. 877-525-0700 if a group of employees need to sue.
The Employment Lawyers Group has successfully represented employees in wrongful termination, sexual harassment, employment discrimination, and unpaid wage lawsuits, including class actions. They are only paid when and if money is collected from the employer. Call 877-525-0700 during the week for an experienced job lawyer. 877-525-0700.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. You're listening to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber, and I've got 2 conjoined twins in my office tonight.
Yeah. And now she's getting to the really good part.
Does it involve vomit?
The time came that she got promoted. She's the stronger sister.
Promoted to what? Where is this going to go? What is she picking up? Something that belongs in a toilet?
Oh, come on, that's gross. What made you think that was the case?
Okay, just tell us about your promotion when you were in college, presumably a part-time job.
That's the thing. I had to go full-time.
No, was Susie Sweet still part-time?
That wasn't the problem. She had a desk job.
How could you be cleaning up vomit while she sat at the desk?
Our shifts only overlapped near the end of my shift, right when I was due for a rest break, but because she's exempt, she didn't get any.
Complex entanglement of facts specific to your unique case. Please, it's almost 1 in the morning.
So my job is to order all the barf bags, do a little inventory on the towels.
Is that all you did, Brooklyn?
Well, sometimes I helped her clean up the vomit on her shift. That's not true. I mean, you did help me sometimes, but you had a lot of work to do on the computer. Yeah, they made me exempt. Do you know what that means, Mr. Gerber?
Excuse me, but I am a leading wage and hour lawyer involved in overtime cases. Class actions involving overtime and cases involving missed meal and rest breaks, which can only be brought by non-exempt employees. I've heard the word.
I didn't think it was right that the hospital didn't let me take the last rest break just because I was sitting down organizing the barf bags. They gave me a reasonable accommodation on account of my sister's shift having to start.
I'm confused. Whose job were you doing?
Technically, Brooklyn's.
Was it a reasonable accommodation, or were you helping your sister?
Mr. Gerber, do you really think I had to use independent discretion and judgment in order to figure out how to organize the barf bags? They misclassified me. They got the medium-sized ones, and they got the big ones.
They didn't stock small barf bags?
Well, they used to, but it was too hard to aim.
Well, I suppose if you have a fast-moving projectile, sort of, uncontrollable, well, maybe you have to have some notice if it's gonna happen. But overall, it might be hard to aim a small birth bag.
To be perfectly honest with you, can I be? I was glad when they phased out the small barf bags. It made my job go a lot faster once they did. That was my idea. I went and used my independent discretion to tell the barf bag department head, although them small barf bags were cheaper in the purchasing, more man hours, women hours too, went into cleaning up the bile because it never went into them small bags.
You know what I love right now?
The Cindy D sex robot?
Hell no! I mean, that was an inaccurate product liability lawsuit. Not that I know by experience. More from the legal papers. I didn't get any, any as a consumer. I mean, they talked about that robot a lot last season on this show. What I love would be to see some pictures of these small barf bags versus some of the other sizes.
Sis, can you hand me my purse? I'm having trouble moving the right arm. Yeah, I've got some pictures on my phone.
You didn't have to show us pictures of misses.
Oh, no. Some of them, they call them near misses. See, look at that picture there. Don't you see any barf on the floor? Look at the sides of that bag.
It's hard to see on radio. I'm going to describe this because I can't see the whole picture. I described the small barf bag as, what would you say? I mean, not sandwich bag size.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you'd put a couple of carrots in for a snack.
Well, I think the listeners can understand now why it's important to really have specifics on these cases. Quite frankly, I'm wondering why they ever use those little tiny small barf bags.
Like we were saying, cheap. They bought out tons of lots of them. After a couple of hospitals realized the problem with the cleanup, they sat in a warehouse for a good, 30 years, along with defective bedroom toys with broken tricycles, until the hospital bought out all the lots of them for something like $1,400.
How many lots were there?
That's why I got promoted. They needed somebody to inventory them down in the morgue.
This job sounds dreadful.
Oh, it kind of sucked until I got the promotion.
You didn't mind working in the morgue?
Nah, there was only one time they thought somebody was dead, and then it's 3 a.m. and I'm the only one down there, and I hear knocking.
Was Susie Sweet there with you?
I mean, I can't get away from her. It's a good thing I was sleeping.
You slept through a corpse rising from its slot in the wall?
Oh my God, that's when I woke up.
This might be a better story.
Okay. I'm tiptoeing, trying not to wake her up. That's one of the reasons I got so strong. She don't care when I'm asleep. I guess you could say I am the respectful sister.
Oh, how far of a walk was it from your small birth bag inventory desk to the little incident with the undead?
By then, I was disposing of the bags, not inventorying them anymore. I think she dragged me about 500 feet. It's like the catacombs down there. That's what the guy from the Fling app kept saying. You know, there's times I want to be sleeping too.
Just to get this right. In the morgue, at least. I don't know about the Fling app thing. Okay, Brooklyn dragged Susie Sweet, who was sleeping but conjoined with her, and Susie Sweet woke to somebody who wasn't really dead popping out of one of the morgue slots.
That's pretty much what happened.
Listeners, if you can get through this extremely difficult, unusual fact pattern, rest assured, if I can do that, I can get through yours. Call 877-525-0700 for an experienced employee lawyer. 877-525-0700 during the week if you have an intricate tale of sexual harassment you want to sue for. 877-525-0700 if the facts relating to your wage theft case are complex.
You don't know what kind of labor abuses are out there until you're a Siamese twin.
Do you think I might become one day?
No, you gotta be born that way. The liberals in California need to enact labor laws that pertain to Siamese twins. Employers can't keep going on getting double the benefits.
Yeah, I can totally understand why Siamese twins might not want the same job. You know, they might not have a lot in common, as imagine is the case with the two of you.
Oh, we're special.
Explain why to the listeners.
We're pretty sure we don't have the same mothers or fathers.
It does seem that you're two different people.
Of course we are. We just share the same arm.
Well, again, I mean, have you considered being separated?
I'm pretty sure we could. But we might lose the use of our arm.
Both arms?
Yep. I'm afraid it might be that way. There's no concrete proof I'd be able to control either arm without her.
All right, but on the other hand, bad analogy, is there a possibility the twin would be able to control the arm that remained on the separated twin?
I think so. That's ridiculous. She's like that. God wouldn't have it another way.
Losing the use of one arm or, both arms, that could be a problem and a reason for not going through that operation.
Her medical insurance won't pay it. They say she was intended to be like this.
Well, can't you get your medical insurance to pay through LA Trade Tech on account that it's, your body too?
No, it's not her body. Mine is mine. You're the one who pulled that guy from the Fling-a-ding app inside.
Inside where?
Hey, Miss Susie Sweet, we can't be talking about that on the radio. You aren't saved by the FCC.
Okay, we're taking a break. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC. If you want to call me at the office, you know my number is 877-525-0700 during the week. I am a real employment lawyer. 877-525-0700.
The Employment Lawyers Group has successfully represented employees in wrongful termination, sexual harassment, employment discrimination, and unpaid wage lawsuits, including class actions. They are only paid when and if money is collected from the employer. Call 877-525-0700 during the week for an experienced job lawyer. 877-525-0700.
I'm not the devil's attorney. I'm Karl Gerber, Workplace Lawyer on Talk Radio 790 KABC. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I've got two conjoined twins in here. They're labor problems, but they're also problems in the bedroom. And my advice to you two ladies, you need to keep your men to yourselves. You know, your hands, well, the shared hands, they can't be controlled by the sister who isn't going out with the guy or on the Fling app with the guy. Do you two agree those are good rules?
I don't see why she cares about some guy she ain't never gonna see again. Brooklyn, you can't do that. You've got Jimbo. You made our hand touch him.
Okay, so the more interesting question is, do these guys from the Fling apps, maybe I'm directing this to Sweet Susie, do they know about the two of you beforehand?
She not very honest.
Well, how can she hide the fact that you're conjoined?
Oh, you know what she tells them? She tells them that her sister's sleeping. A lot of guys get off on that. It's disgusting.
Oh, brother.
When one of them guys brought his brother, that's when I had to kick his behind. I just ain't cool, Susie. That's why I stopped going to sleep when you bring in those guys.
Well, how does she bring them in if she's laying next to you when they arrive?
We can't get into that.
Can we get more into how the two of you were raised differently as sisters, I guess? I don't know.
Well, I was raised Catholic.
At the same time, Brooklyn wasn't.
Oh, no, my mom and dad were Buddhists.
Are her parents, Susie's Catholic?
No, not really.
Well, then who raised you?
Well, back in junior high, I was spending a lot of time with a rabbi. I was helping him do all the whiteout on his computer, on his typewriter. He was writing a book he was going to sell to a Judaica store.
I am confused, Susie. Did the rabbi raise you Catholic? I don't believe this.
You could say that.
You got tired of what he was saying and you rejected it?
Well, it wasn't like that.
Whatever happened to the book he was writing on his typewriter computer with whiteout?
Well, he finally finished it around the time I was going to go to college.
Well, that's good.
No such luck, chum.
Why is that?
Oh, he sold it to a Judaica shop on Fairfax, and they got hit with this big-time slip and fall case. Some chick totally messed up her back and had to change professions.
That's terrible. This sounds vaguely familiar, like I've heard it before.
Yeah. They say she was eating a bologna and cheese sandwich there on her break.
Was she blonde?
Oh, come on. You a perv, Mr. Gerber.
I think You've heard this woman's voice before.
Nobody knows what happened to that chick. All I know is the store had to close on account of that lawsuit, and they didn't have the right workers' compensation insurance.
Do either of you happen to know if this blonde chick's name is Cindy?
Yeah, some real weird name like Ducatudis, Dunatelalapagos.
Duca Kinsey, I believe.
Yeah, I heard that too. You know her?
That's Cindy D. She talked about that little slip and fall the first time ever that she came onto this show on episode 3 in 2018. Yes, that goodie is on the Karl Gerber with the K channel on YouTube. I thought she was a normal operator, misclassified as an independent contractor, and we're going to talk about Dynamex, a new case on independent contractors, why this whole Prop 22 thing's going on now. And she turned out to be a phone sex operator.
Dude, where you been? Even I heard of Cindy D, the most famous English-speaking landline phone sex operator in the world. All the guys at LA Trade Tech have her in their contacts.
Tell me, are your automotive students, Brooklyn, mainly male?
Sometimes it's hard to know their genders. I don't really care. It's more confusing for me because I'm not the official teacher. I don't always see the student roster. Sometimes she gets it when I'm asleep. And she's real good with names. After she sees it once, she never even looks at it again. That's one of the reasons I take attendance for her classes. And I want to be paid for it.
Do either of you have any more questions? That's funny, me asking two teachers that.
There is one more thing. I know there are certain rights employees have based upon how many people work there.
Well, I'm sure the Catholic high school has enough employees for all the issues to be covered, and so does LA Trade Tech.
I also do tutoring.
Well, for individuals or through a company?
The question's not really for me, for one of my coworkers.
I don't usually give third-party advice, I'm sorry.
Well, it's just one question.
That's what they all say.
Okay, so with the Fair Employment Act, is that what they call it?
FEHA, F-E-H-A, the Fair Employment and Housing Act.
Okay. One of my coworkers at the tutoring company is a retired teacher. He's 77.
Okay, he'd be old enough to be protected and bring an age discrimination case if that's the issue.
Oh, maybe Joe should do that if he gets interrupted in another debate.
Joe who?
If they only have 4 people there, counting me, can he sue for age discrimination? We think they're going to fire him on account of him not having enough students for Zoom.
4 employees is not enough for FEHA. You have to have 5.
Right. What she means is, do I count? Because I'm there too.
Always, or are you sleeping sometimes?
To tell you the truth, do you want me to be honest?
No, I'd prefer that you lie.
You would?
Why do people say that?
She thinks I ain't got no use when it comes to that grammar. She helping lots of students with grammar. We're preparing for the AP test too. I sure ain't.
If Brooklyn isn't involved in tutoring, she's not an employee who should be paid. She's actively, I guess awake or whatever when those tutoring sessions are going on and she's doing something, she might be an employee.
Does brushing her teeth count?
Why would it? You aren't teaching hygiene, are you?
We did once when I had a freshman class, but that was at the girls' school.
Right. Is she's demonstrating something for less and that is working?
No, I was showing a health video the sanitary produced. No, the Helms Corporation produced that video.
Right. They do educational videos now.
I was wondering about that. Is it the same crew who used to film pornos?
I'm not sure. Maybe some of them. A long time ago, Rosa Sanchez Rosenstein was on this show. Her husband worked for that arm of the Helms Corporation. He wasn't ever in the porno business.
Oh, that's what they all say. Uh-oh.
Who are you talking about, Brooklyn?
Man, a lot of those guys from the Fling apps who come over and film.
How would you know if you're asleep?
Sometimes she's watching those shows, like the one about Jay Leno's garage, or the custom chopper shop in Orange County.
And you're having a Fling app while she's doing that?
That's what I mean. Are those really just app site flings? Or are those guys filming her toothpick body for somebody else's pleasure?
I have never considered this. I never knew this was happening before you mentioned it.
That's why it's better to meet guys at the car shows. They might just want to get up close and personal with the rims on 64 Impala. But that's better than that Fling app stuff. You like the guy from the Fling Her a Bitcoin site. He made you laugh.
Ladies, this is, how do you say awkward?
Maybe next time we come back, I could install some apps on your phone, show you how to use them.
Does there have to be a next time?
Hold the next time I'm coming in here, I'm coming alone.
I think on that note, we're going to have to end for tonight. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC 877. 525-0700 during normal business hours for a case you want to file. 877-525-0700. I do a lot of unpaid wage cases. 877-525-0700.
The Employment Lawyers Group has successfully represented employees in wrongful termination, sexual harassment, employment discrimination, and unpaid wage lawsuits, including class actions. They are only paid when and if money is collected from the employer. Call 877-525-0700 during the week for an experienced job lawyer. 877-525-0700.